everyone, it's Autumn. I'm going to do a video about my Rimmel quads and trios. I've talked about them in a couple of videos before, possibly some favorites, or even my Dior Bonnet Toile palette dupe video. There was a quad that I had used in there that had alternatives for 2 of the shades. And what I got to noticing when I was swatching these is these shades really remind me a lot of the Dior shadows because they're not too powdery. Dior has a really nice silky texture and they're kind of like a wash of color. They're pretty translucent. So if you're wanting a super pigmented shadow, this probably isn't it. These are pigmented. However, the kind of shadow they are is just a really nice wash of color. So they're really nice. So I thought I would do maybe some swatches and just to kind of show you the ones that I have. I pretty much have all the neutral ones. There's only one that I own that isn't neutral. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. So let's see, I'll start with the trios. I think I have 3 trios and 4 quads. Alright, the first trio I have is called Summer Chic, and I will just kind of give you a close-up. And these shades are super pretty, and they're really good about putting shades that work together in their quads and trios. All of these are shimmer, although the brown isn't like really shimmery. It's more of a satin texture to where you don't see really any glitters in it. So this is pretty much a complete palette. So as you see, they're not chalky, they're not powdery, they go on smoothly. They're just really, really, really nice shadows. Okay, so the next one I'm going to talk about is Lynx, and it's spelled L-Y-N-X, and let me take the applicator out, and it's just got this gorgeous mauve rose tone, and then it has a brown and a pearl highlighter. And what I like about the brown, again, in this one, it's not matte, but again, it's more of a satin texture, so it's going to be really meld into the skin really nicely and look natural. These are on my hand. They're just so pretty. That rosy mauve color, I think, would be good on its own dusted over the lid, or it would really warm up any look or give a softer feel to it. I mean, it's such a versatile shade, and I think it's a gorgeous, gorgeous trio. And also, if you want me to do a look to show you how any of these perform, just let me know, and I will do a look incorporating any of these if you're interested in that. So the third trio is called Orion or Orion, but most people call it Orion, like Orion's belt, the constellation. But anyway, it's got this gorgeous color that I like to dust all over the lid. It's really natural, and again, the brown in this and the white seem to be more of a satin texture, not a matte, but this one has a little bit of shimmer. So I've used this one quite a bit actually, because you can see that the crown is almost gone in there. So there they are on my hand. Absolutely gorgeous shadows. And I think that skin tone looking shade reminds me a lot of, which I could be wrong, I'm going to check real quick, reminds me a lot of my Bobbi Brown rose gold shadow. So let me check. Okay, here it is. Okay, rose gold is more of a pinky tone, so there's the Bobbi Brown rose gold. So maybe the last one that I showed you is closer. Yeah, it's actually so funny. The Bobbi Brown Rose Gold is like a mixture of those 2 shades together, if you can kind of see. So here is from the last one that I showed you, and then there's the Bobbi Brown, and let's see. This one right here is Bobbi Brown. This is from the last one I showed you, and then that is from this trio, Orion. So, super pretty. I'm going to say super pretty after every single one of these. Okay, so now that my fingers and my hand are clean, I'm going to start with the quads, and this first one is called English Breakfast. I haven't used it a whole lot because it's more of a cool gray tone shadows, but they're still really pretty. I really should do a look using these. I feel like with this one though, for me personally, I would want to bring in a brown to warm it up, but I still think that these are all really gorgeous shadows. So here is English Breakfast on my hand. I hope these swatches are showing up. I hope the camera's focusing in. Okay, so the next quad I'm going to show you is Crown Jewels, and this is the one that I have that is not very neutral. As you can see, it's got that bluish color or purple color, and then it's got the brown, and then it's a really unique, it's like a taupey champagne shade there. So these are all shimmer. They are. Again, really pretty colors. This is one that I would probably incorporate either one of these more neutral palettes in with it, or I would incorporate my Naked Basics palette in to kind of give some matte, since these are fairly shimmery. So the next quad is called Afternoon Tea, and this is one of my favorites because of this shade right here. It doesn't look like much, and it doesn't really even swatch well on my skin because it is the same color as my skin when it goes on. So it's good for a transition color or to mute something down if I've maybe done a little much. It's just the perfect shade for that. One that's pretty much my skin tone. And then there are the other shades. And that reddy brown color is absolutely awesome for fall. My daughter's watching her favorite show. If you guys have Netflix, check out Oscar's Oasis. It's like a modern day Coyote Roadrunner type deal, only it's this poor lizard's quest for water and food. He's like out in the desert starving and dying of dehydration. But it's funny. It's not sad. Alright. This next quad is called Sun Safari. And this has beautiful, beautiful bronze shades. And if you notice, the top one is even like a cooler tone of a bronze somehow, but then you have the other warm tones. So I think this one for summertime is a must-have. But you can wear any of these any time of the year. So here they are. Okay, so that's all of them. So overall, I think these are great trios and quads to have. A lot of people don't talk a whole lot about them here on YouTube, and I think they should. I think that people don't mention them a whole lot because they aren't super buttery and super pigmented, but that's what I like about them, is because they give that nice sheer wash of color. They are a lot like the Dior eyeshadows. So so yeah, if you were more on a budget and you can't afford the Dior, I would definitely suggest picking these up to see, you know, if you kind of like that texture. Of course, the Dior shadows are a little bit more silky because they are $60 for, you know, 5 eyeshadows in a pan. So, I mean, they are a little bit better quality, but I mean, these are about $5 each for each quad and trio, and they're definitely worth it. So I highly suggest picking them up. And if you have any questions or comments or something that you want me to check out or review that you know that I have, let me know. And oh, if you want me to do any looks including any of these, let me know about that too. Alright, I'll talk to you soon. Bye!